Hey y'all, what's up, Tasia? Hey Fedora, hey Marilyn, hey Jazz, hey AW. Oh, you went live as soon as I got home. Yes, I missed you guys. I hope you're watching The Ultimatum. I've heard of it. I watched a couple of videos of somebody talking about it on TikTok, but I never actually watched it. But it does seem like something I would be interested in, so I might check it out soon. I've been too busy binging A Different World, y'all. Yeah, I missed y'all. I took a little unplanned break here. I needed a break. I think I needed a break just from YouTube in general, but I needed a break from this show too because child Olajuwon was triggering me every single week. So I was like, I can't do this every week. Um, I might try to put out a video this week, but I'm not gonna make any promises. I just jumped on here so we can kind of catch up and talk about what's been happening because I did go back and watch a few the episodes that I missed with my grandmother. So hey Maisha. Um, but this show, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I might have to. I don't know. It's getting to be too much for me. I've barely been watching Married at First Sight. I'm tired. I'm tired of it myself. I'm tired. This season in particular, like I feel like if Chris wasn't bad enough, this just is taking it over the top. Because Chris's season wasn't just bad because of Chris. Like Chris made it that much worse. Like he just turned the knob and made it like that much worse. It took it to another level of terrible. But the rest of those couples were not a good match either. You know what I'm saying? But this show, it's like from beginning to end has been crazy. And I feel like the Olajuwon situation is really it's taking me, it's not sitting right with me at all. This season is crazy. OMG, yes, I've been watching Different World 2 Love this season when Whitley didn't have money. Yes. I'm on season 4 right now. And it just reminded me of why I love the show in the first place. Watching it as an adult, it's still just as good. Hey Rachel, Rachel Dudek. It's no fun watching when you're rooting for no one to make it. Exactly. And then when the couples are toxic, it's one thing to not like a couple being together, but when people are literally being toxic towards one another and um you could see people's mental health declining, that is not cute. That's not fun to watch. It's not. Especially when someone is being um mental mentally abused. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like to see that. Especially not no black woman. And you know what? Someone said that I believe I was watching Nikki Star TV. She said that the POC women on this show have a history of being abused, or they have a history of choosing someone abusive for the POC couples. And I'm sorry, that's got to be right, because I would say black, but then when you look at last season with Johnny and Bao, and even with Jose and Rachel, and then obviously Zach and Michaela, and Chris and Paige. Hold on for a second, y'all. Chris and Paige. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, I'm sorry, y'all. That was my mom. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the PLC women definitely have a history of getting these abusive men on this show. Because it's, well, there have been other men on here like Luke. I feel like he was a little bit abusive towards Kate and how he treated her, but just the overt nature of aggressiveness towards these women, and nobody is really stepping in. Like, yeah, they'll say something here or there in a corrective manner, but I want them to be called all the way out. And I'll talk about that when I get to a larger one. But I just feel like I need for someone to come in and really say what it is, because y'all the ones who set these women up with these men, and look at how they're being treated. I need for somebody to come in and say, this is not right. Married at First Sight needs to let family members hook up people and not the so-called experts. I mean, I think they are doing this on purpose, you know? I'm not saying they're choosing abusive men on purpose, but they're choosing bad matches. And it's gonna be toxic anyway if you choose a bad match. But then if you choose someone who is like, behaving in a manner that is, um I'm trying to choose my words carefully. If you're choosing someone who is not going to respect their partner, that's where it's a problem. Because even with Lindsay and Mark, the way Lindsay treats Mark is not, it can be considered verbally abusive. Every time you turn around, you're trying to emasculate him and degrade him as a man. That's not cool either. Luke was kinda, he maybe 1A, 1B. Yeah, that's why I mentioned Luke too, because I feel like Luke wasn't even the first husband. What was that guy? I believe it was a Hispanic couple. I can't never remember their names, but he was kind of abusive too. He was the first one. I can't remember his name. It was from season 2 or 3, I believe. Um, I really can't understand how they don't see the red flags with these cast members. I watched the first few minutes of their matchmaking interview and I can see it, and I'm not an expert. Exactly. It is verbally abusive. Yeah, it is. Season 2, Ryan on season 2, thank you. That he was the first one that was abuse. And we didn't really get to see everything. I feel like they didn't show us everything because that's when they were still trying to be, PC. Um, but he threatened her life and everything. I agree. The show needs to do something different for next season. This current format is getting old. It is, and I feel like the people need to be vetted better. Because I'm sorry, I didn't even need to do a background check on Olajuwon to know that he was not ready to get married. I could take one look at him and hear one conversation. Because I remember when he first got on screen and had that conversation with his family, I knew right then and there he was not ready. That dude that played basketball. Yeah, he was, because he would just dip. Like, he would just not come home for a couple of days, not answering the phone or whatever, and be cheating on her. Mm-hmm. Matt and Amber. I think it's ridiculous. We're on episode 13 and we've only seen them meet with the experts maybe 3 times. I feel like the couples should meet with the Yes, I that's something I've been saying for the past few seasons, that they should have been meeting with the experts at least on a weekly basis. And I'm not saying it has to be in person. Y'all can do FaceTime calls. New Orleans is my favorite too. Ryan's ex-wife did come out and say later he was physically that I believe y'all. I believe it. I believe it because that man, the way he talked to her and made her like he talked down to her in a way that was very unnerving. Like, I don't know if y'all been watching since season 2, but he scared me. I was scared for her. So I believe that he put his hands on her. I'm gonna say allegedly, because I don't know for sure, but I could believe it. And y'all remember when his sister or whoever warned Katina, because he will want you to make you into the wife he wants. Exactly. Exactly. They said that like it was okay. Like what? That none of his family members, I feel, believed he was ready to get married. You could tell by how they were treating the situation. Yes, the experts watching along with the viewer. Exactly. Charlotte was my favorite. Yeah, I like Charlotte too. I did like them too that season. I really think they should have older seasoned married couples that live in the apartment building with them that serve as on-site mentors. That would be a nice addition. That would be a nice addition. But they would have to vet those couples too, because some of these older couples are toxic as well, and they love to impart their toxic wisdom onto people. That's what I've learned growing older. Like, just because a couple has been married for a while, that don't mean their relationship is not toxic too. And some of these wives and husbands and their ideals can be just as bad as, whatever anyone else's opinion can be. You just got to be careful with where you get your advice from. Elijah One never talks about what he's doing as a husband. That's what makes it toxic for me, because it's always what she can do, what she can improve on. He never talks about, he feels like he's perfect, and that's why he's always trying to like impart wisdom upon her. That's what he feels like, he doesn't do anything wrong. That's what bothers me. Toxic wisdom. Exactly. It's plenty of older people out here imparting toxic wisdom. And I'm sorry, you just have to take it with a grain of salt. But let's just go ahead and get to into the couples, you guys, because I could just talk for days and days. Oh, we all were rooting for this couple at one point. I think we wanted it to work, but I just think it's both of them. I'm sorry. I know y'all are gonna want me to say that it's just Noi, and a lot of it is Noi. A lot of it is Noi. I feel like the way that Noi handles the situation, she's very childish. She's very childish. Very childish. She handles things the way a teenager would. I'm a need for you to address your husband like a grown woman. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna need for you to tell your husband how you feel, and tell him exactly how you feel. I don't care if you think you're gonna hurt his feelings. Cause guess what? You getting online and posting about y'all marriage and these little cryptic messages and these little sub tweet type of messages you're sending on social media, that is hurting his feelings even more. But because you act like you're passive, but then when he confronts you about stuff, you'll say stuff like kiss my butt and stuff like, well, girl, you can't be both. You can't be the victim and the villain, okay? She wants a social media relationship. I mean, come on. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all something. That's a big pet peeve for me. Don't you ever go to social media with our problems. Cause I'm private. I'm a private person. I'm someone I don't even like to discuss too much with my friends about what's going on in my relationship. You know what I'm saying? So if you put it out on social media, I'm not even gonna be upset or hurt. I'm gonna be mad. So when she goes to social media with stuff, and yes, your family and friends are going to like wonder what's going on when you're saying stuff like I deserve better. Tell that to him. If you so big and bad and you can post that to your story, say that to his face. That is so annoying cuz honestly, I could be on your side, Noy. I could really be on your side because I have, you know, I have questions about his finances. I feel like not we all do, because whenever we talk about finances, a lot of y'all believe that he's like a secret millionaire or something. Um, he very well could have money, but can savings sustain you over time? Just show the woman that you have, um, that you can bring some money in. Why don't you show that to her? Because I feel like that's where he's being childish. That's where you are being childish. You know this bothers her to this degree. You know how much this bothers her. Every time y'all have a conversation like this, it always blows up. But you don't ever try to give her any sort of comfort. He don't never try to, like, to she wants to know, because even on what's an after party, and Keisha asked her, what's the amount of money it would take for you to be comfortable for him to, like, stay at home and, take jobs when he needs to. What would make you comfortable? And she said a number. Why won't you just show her? Y'all are married. Like, I know some people are like, well, maybe he don't want to show her how much money he got in the bank. Why did he marry a stranger then? I'm sorry. Why did you marry a stranger? Why did you marry a stranger? If you're not going to trust somebody, if you're going to get in a relationship, and you're not even going to trust that person with finances, why did you come on a show called Married at First Sight? You don't have that luxury. If you want it to work, you need to, because I'm sorry, if I'm in a relationship with you, yes, I'm gonna need to see your finances. If you say you're gonna stay at home all day every day, yes, I am. He responded the after party episode saying that she shouldn't be worried if 40 was the number. Well, show her that. Show her that. Y'all, all of this could have been solved. Like, I didn't watch the after party. I guess I didn't see that episode. But y'all, that means all of this whole situation could have been solved had he just showed her that. So that just shows me he's childish too. Like, yeah, in some ways he's mature, but in this way you're childish, because every time we talk about finances, you're too vague. You know this is an issue. You know that you want her to just take your word for it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, 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 no. If your partner needs you to tell them some, like, if your partner needs you to give you some sort of security in any way, you should give that to them. That spreadsheet was a waste of time. Oh Lord. I don't know. I feel like it's both of them. I feel like it's both of them. I feel like they're just not a good match because Noi is gonna be childish regardless. If it's not about the money, she gonna be childish about something. Period. She feels she wants to talk to her friends and family about everything. She wants to tell her friends and family every wrong thing that happens, which is something you can't do when you're married. Period. Why didn't he show her the bank account like Marilyn? That's what I'm saying. Like people have done this on the show before. It's not like this is like such a taboo thing. People have done this on the show. He probably scared she gonna post on Facebook how much he got in his savings. Oh my god. I can't. These people, you see how aggravating this is for me? It's hard for me to discuss this every week because these people like aggravate me so bad. Let's move on. It's another couple that aggravates me. It's just like, just pull the plug. Like, why are we pretending? Why are we acting? Why are we going through the motions? Why? He has money, and after married at first sight, he'll be an influencer with a platform. I could see that, y'all. I could totally see. I could see Steve like becoming really popular after this show. Jasmina don't like she just don't like him. She don't like him. I don't know why. I just don't know why she is playing it like this. It just feels like she's stringing this situation along and giving him false hope. And I feel like deep down inside, Mike knows too. He knows too. She does have mean girl tendencies. I agree with that too. The way she talks to him, sometimes I'm just like, ooh. But it just feels like they're going through the motions. Like it like if she would actually put in some effort and actually care about him in any way, I could possibly root for them, but I just don't feel like she's actually trying. So it's impossible because it's even some of the stuff she said out of her own mouth. Like when she was talking to her, when she was talking to Katina and them, and she was like, yeah, he would have to like really be amazing for this next month. It was like at the halfway mark. And she was like, yeah, he would have to be amazing for me to say yes on decision day. And that same, like right before she said that, he did some really nice things for her. So it's like, I don't think he will be able to do anything. Like he's went out of his way to like treat you as best as he can, do the sweetest things that he can. Like nothing he can do will make you like him. So I wish you would just cut the crap. Jasmina is aware of the camera, doesn't want to look bad. I believe that. She says every chance she gets that she doesn't feel anything. Exactly. I agree. She isn't romantically attracted to him, but I honestly don't think that he's attracted to her either. He thinks she's gorgeous, sure, but this thing attitude. Because, like, come on now. If somebody acted like that with you, now in the beginning, I ain't gonna lie, Mike would have rubbed me the wrong way too in the beginning. Okay, especially if what she said was true about him being loud and everything and going off on her. That would have turned me off for sure, for sure. And then him lying, yes. But the way that you're acting now afterwards, it girl, if anybody would act like that with me, I'm sorry. I cannot. Don't talk to me in no condescending manner and talk to me like I'm a child and you know what I'm saying? I just can't take that. I can't take that. Mike really went out for their 1 month anniversary and she barely appreciated it. Exactly. Like I feel like she S- Shabri Mac. I feel like she's giving more than Alyssa and Haley. Definitely, I feel like she's definitely giving more than them. But it's almost like I don't know. It's like I don't. I still find her just as disingenuous. You know, it still isn't real. It's still fake. Like it's still like you're pretending. Like she's playing the game better than they are, but I could still see through it. Does Jasmina give inexperienced vibes to y'all like she's never been in a real relationship since all of them were long distance? I could see that. I could see that too. I could see that. I really could. I mean, that's a good perspective to take because I don't think the way that she acts, she doesn't act like she knows like how this thing is supposed to go just by the way she talks to him and just the way that she assumes he should like know certain things, you know? Like you should just talk to someone like a human being. Like who talks to somebody like that? That does give a very inexperienced, like that's a very inexperienced way to view things or way to talk to someone. So that could be a part of it. It's okay for him not to, for her not to like him. The chemistry isn't there and not she has to see it through for the show. I mean, she doesn't have to keep going. Like, I mean, honestly, I would love it if all these couples would just leave each other alone, but I guess that wouldn't be a show then, would it? She was looking for faults in him the whole time. Definitely talks down to him. Now, Michael, we're not gonna do this. I feel like she's gonna miss out on Mike. Honestly, he's a good guy. Mike does seem like a good guy, but you know, Mike has his issues too. I feel like he needs to um work through his like trauma. He has a lot of like he's dealt with a lot of death in his lifetime and I don't know that he's you know truly dealt with those emotions or learned how to cope with them in a healthy way. So I think he does have his issues because I mean, shoot, everybody on Married at First Sight, you on Married at First Sight for a reason. So I feel like a lot of times these people come on here and they weren't ready to get married. Y'all think the roommate lie turned Jasmina all the way off? I do think that it did. I do think that I think from the point that he hollered and screamed at her, she was turned all the way off. I feel like she checked out and then that lie just sent it all the way over. But I wish she would just be more honest about it. That I don't feel like she's truly giving this situation a chance. I don't feel like she really started over when they said they wanted to start over. She keeps saying she knows nothing about his past. I don't know nothing about Jasmine. Right. The thing is, if you want transparency, you should give it yourself. And she's not really transparent. She's very closed off. Like, you're right. We don't hear her discussing her past. Like in the beginning we heard about her past, but not since then. So if she wants him to be open like that, maybe she should be more open. But I don't think she really wants. She says that's a problem, but I don't think she truly wants to get to know him that much. He cried about he cried to her about his past and she still claimed to not know him. True, true. And I thought at that point, I really did believe at that point maybe that they could have progressed, but you can't expect him to open up and you not open up. She is very closed off. She is. And her saying they haven't gotten deep confuses me. He opened up, cried, and was beyond. Now that's true. And then you just don't know what type of wounds you open up. That bothered me because when you have somebody open up like that about something so traumatic, you don't know what kind of wound you're opening up. And if you're not dead serious about being with that person, to that's almost like playing with their feelings. And I didn't like that because in the moment I was like, okay, maybe this will be a turning point. But when I realized that it wasn't, you are playing. You playing with this man's emotions. That's not cool. You don't do stuff like that. You don't have somebody open up about something so deep like that, and then it's like whatever the next day, you know? I feel like he is gonna say yes on decision day and she's gonna say no. I'd rather her walk away now than hurt him. I feel like he's gonna say no too. I feel like he knows. I don't feel like Michael is delusional about it at all. I think he knows. I think he's like trying still, but I think he knows that she don't want him. I think he knows. Good point. The issue with all of the couples is that one can see all of the faults of their partners, but they don't want to take accountability for the faults they have as well. I totally agree. That is the theme of the entire show this season. I think it will be a mutual no too. I definitely think it's going to be a mutual no. I'll be jumping for joy if my man initiated your Exactly. Are you crazy? And you said that you want him to open up. Do you know how many men would never even wouldn't even agree to like ever journaling, would laugh in your face about journaling? I just feel like she really like that was one of the moments where she was being so stubborn for no reason at all. Do you think Jazz prefers thugs? Possibly. You never know, because that could be it, maybe. And it could be the fact that he's short. It really could. It could be the fact that, she has a certain type and he doesn't fit into that. It could be all of that. It really could. She could have all that in the back of her mind and never tell us that. I also hate that nobody looks at what Michael needs. The experts and everybody else always talking about what Jasmine needs. That's true. That's true. They cater to her way more than they do Michael. Because I mean, even the way that she talks to him really hasn't even truly been addressed. Yeah, Disco Sprinkles, I agree. I think Jasmina doesn't think she's done anything wrong. She's one of those people that really thinks they know everything. I really believe that. Like, she seems like she's not taking anything from this situation, even though people in her life say that she's petty, say that she doesn't listen, say that she thinks she knows everything. I would hope, maybe, hopefully, watching this back, maybe she will. But yeah, I think Jasmine is actually disgusted with men, period. She seems to have some unresolved anger, and I think it's because of her dad, but who knows? That could be it too. That could be it too. Her stepdad did say she was controlling. Her stepdad said she likes to bully her boyfriends, and look, I'm sorry, that's all we done seen from her in this situation. He was not lying. He was not exaggerating. Pastor Cal's advice to Michael was cringy. Yeah, what was I didn't like that either. Like, what? I don't know, because I wouldn't want to kiss nobody that didn't want to kiss me either. Like, if you didn't want to kiss me, like, I don't want you to kiss me out of obligation. Like, no one wants to feel like I'm forcing you to kiss me. Like, I don't know, that was cringy. He better, exactly. He better not start, because she the time. I don't think that's gonna end well. Michael didn't have a tone when she said he did. Yeah. When they were having that little picnic, and she was trying to act like he was getting aggressive with her then, and he wasn't, I was like, it made me question whether he actually got loud with her and was aggressive with her. Because before that, I didn't even question it, but now I'm like, well, did he? Because if you call that get being aggressive, you definitely was over exaggerating. I wonder how his sister feels about Jasmina. Child. But let's move on, y'all. We've been on them for long enough. And we really don't have to stay on Lindsay and Mark long, because child, I can't with them. With them, I barely pay attention to their scenes. Like, I'll even fast forward through them sometimes. So I really don't even know what all is going on with Lindsay and Mark. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't even have to see, because I feel like it's the same thing over and over. Lindsay complaining about Mark not giving his all, when all you do is degrade and tear this man down. Why would he have any sort of tender love and care for you? Because the next thing you know, as soon as you get mad, you are going to emasculate him. And then turn around and play the victim, like, you're not handling me right, you're not loving me, and I'm in this relationship, and I'm only going to give 1% now because of how you're treating me. But then don't even address how you treat him. She acts like she has just been this loving, doting wife, this long suffering wife. Oh, I've done this, I've done that for you. But don't, like, that, the things that you do for him does not cancel out how you've talked to him, how you've torn him down as a man. The way you just recklessly say anything out of your mouth, the way that you're vicious whenever you get mad. Why would I want to open up? Why would I want to treat you, uh, give you my heart, and be vulnerable with you? Honestly, I honestly zone out on Lindsay. Yeah, like I promise, because I feel like it's Groundhog's Day. It's the same thing every week. She will not take any accountability, so I just can't even get into it. Like she is delusional. Cause I feel like she really believe what she's saying, but you are delusional. I think Lindsay thought that having a husband would solve her personal issues. She needs therapy. I agree. Lindsay or Karen, yeah, she showed her Karen behavior in the beginning. I feel like all of this is Karen behavior, to be honest. All of this, you pick the fight, but then want to play the victim. No. Yep, and her family and friends have enabled her behavior, maybe because they feel bad about her mommy issues, because they said she was vulgar when angry. They sure did. They sure did. They know how, her daddy said her mouth was vicious. They both are a hot mess. She's special order, and only certain men are going to want to deal with her. She never should have been chosen for the show. She is too easy not to not like. Yeah. hmm And Mark, Mark is a pushover. Mark is a pushover. Point blank. Period. He just gonna go. He gonna go along to get along until the end. Um, like he tries to stand up for himself, but he doesn't actually set any boundaries. So it is what it is. I hope Mark does not say yes on decision day based on Lindsay's personality. It will be sad when she finally comes out of the closet. What? Pay close attention to next week. She's gonna jump out of a moving car. I saw that. What was that about? She crazy. Why did Pastor Cal say if Mark gives her what she needs, she won't come? I don't know. I now see that Pastor Cal been off for me this season. I think they're just trying to like literally give them advice to make them stay together until decision day, because that made no sense at all. Yeah, I do agree. Both of them need therapy, and he struggles with trauma with his mom and dad too. Because when they brought up this, when Pastor Cal brought up the fact that, he handles the situation like his father, Mark wanted to break down so bad. Like, Mark, you could tell, he he did everything he could to hold them tears back. And I wanted him to just break down, because it was kind of like he had a revelation, like, wow, I'm really, you know, handling this situation exactly like my father. And I feel like that really was kind of like almost like a breakthrough for him. And I wanted him to really be able to explore that. And I do think he needs therapy, because he needs to realize that his I feel like his parents' relationship directly affects him and his personal life and how he chooses partners. I agree, Tyronda. He was a fail. Pastor Cal was a fail this episode. I totally agree. He let me down. Um, Editing and some other plus after party, it was revealed Mark was reaching out to Alyssa of all people. After she treated Chris. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You're right. You're right. That was messed up. That is messed up. Totally. Especially with you being married, and how Alyssa treated your friend. He definitely shouldn't have been reaching out to Alyssa. I totally agree with that. Pastor Cal let the cat out of the bag when he said that's why production matched them drama from trauma. I guess they thought they was gonna trauma bond. They trauma bonded all these couples. Cause everybody has it. Oh Lord. I question her motivation for these carrying these, because she continues to throw them in his face. I said that a couple of weeks ago. I said she literally does these nice things just so she can have something over to hold over his head. She's not doing it for a genuine reason. But let me go ahead and move on to Olajuwon and Katina because I feel like oh, these two, it's just gonna be the same thing over and over with them. Now this man triggered me. Like that episode, that episode where he tried to humiliate her in front of everybody. That's what did it for me, y'all. I couldn't. I don't know why it triggered me so bad, but I think maybe because in the past, um, I talked to someone who he knew that I didn't like publicly arguing because I didn't like I felt like that was embarrassing. I would always get really, really, really embarrassed whenever arguing in public, and he will always pick an argument with me in public. So I think a part of that kind of triggered me from that because I couldn't even like when he did that, I turned it off. I couldn't even finish it at first. Like I was like, mm-mm. And when he didn't even let her know. Like he brought it up in front of everybody and then didn't even tell her what it was, but then was like, "Well, I could say it if you want me to. I could say it," like trying to make it sound as bad as he could. This situation did not have to blow up the way that it did. It really didn't. Because I went back and watched that scene. Olajuwon and was smiling and laughing and joking up until that point. So you were just okay 2 seconds ago, but you could not help yourself but to bring this up in front of everybody and embarrass your wife. I'm sorry. Like that bothered me so bad. Oh, we gonna get to Dr. Pepper too. We gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. He is the reason I couldn't finish the season. Exactly. He was plotting. Yes, he was plotting. He ever since he saw that in her phone, he plotted that moment. He knew that he was going to embarrass her. He knew that he was going to bring that up in front of everybody and try to make her look bad. It bothered me so bad that he did that because that is a situation that should have been handled between y'all two. Manipulative, yes. The plotting was so dangerous. He is scared. Yes. Like he really sat up there and waited for everybody to, because the way that everybody discussed their relationship was, except for Lindsay, everybody was like, we're going through this, but something positive. And then here you go, you basically throw her to the lion's den to make her look like she's just been the worst wife ever. Like, I didn't appreciate it. He purposely tried to break her, yes. He was not protecting his wife when Katina was protecting with Lindsay. Yes, exactly. He always talked about, yes, my wife always stands up for me. She's got my back. You don't have hers. He feeds off of her, off of breaking her down. He wanted to make her cry because she said she doesn't cry. Yes. Oh my goodness. And then when she said the reason of why she doesn't cry was because of what her ex said to her, how her ex used to verbally abuse her, and he just used that as ammunition. And then, okay, so let's move on to Dr. Pepper, because they did the same thing they always do. He always blows up on her, and she might fight back, but she's always gonna come back and apologize. And I hate that. Oh, I hate that for her. That's how I know that she is still broken from that past relationship, because she fell straight back into that battered woman. And I for lack of better words, because whenever she told him that she used to be abused, basically, and it's like he kicked it into overdrive, and you can see her like become a shell of herself. Like, you could see her withdraw within herself whenever he starts doing these things. And sometimes she tries to fight back, but just the fact that she will crawl back to him and apologize every time, I'm sickened. Like, I'm not sickened with her, I'm sickened by him taking advantage of her, knowing what she's been through. Katina and Marcel apologizing for everything. Exactly. I know. I wish she would actually stand up to him, but like I said, Katina has not healed from that past relationship. Because if she truly healed and was truly able to um move past that, I don't think I don't I'm trying to, I'm giving her grace on that, because I know how hard it is to move past that, and how hard it is for abused women to get out of that situation. You know what I'm saying? That's not an easy thing to do. She barely speaks when he's there. Yes. She looks uncomfortable in that picture. Poor baby. I feel so bad. I feel so bad for her, because if he treats her this way on camera, I don't know how. Exactly, Naya. Exactly. If he treats her like this on camera, I don't even know how he talks to her off camera. But anyway, whenever Dr. Pepper confronted him about the way that he talks to her, just his reaction bothered me. I didn't like the way he reacted to Dr. Pepper. I feel like the way he reacted to Dr. Pepper was aggressive. Like, he was holding himself back, but it was just like he'll physically start like shaking his head hard, like, "No, I'm not here to talk about, and you don't know, and I'm not trying to discuss hearsay." This is not hearsay. This is not he said, she said. They have you on camera in 4K talking down to your wife. No respect for women. None. Cause I promise you, and Dr. Pepper is a small woman. She's a tiny woman. I didn't realize how small she was until I saw her standing up next to some of these people. So she's a very small woman. The way that he reacted to her, I did not like. Dr. Pepper was one of the only ones who actually called him out without letting him talk his way out of it. Yeah, she did. She did. But then when we excuse me. She, when she actually when he was talking about her like behind her back, and saying how what she didn't help, and saying all this nasty stuff about her, and they walked out, I was kind of disappointed when she walked back what she said. She was like, um basically she was just repeating what she heard, and she was giving him a chance to defend himself. I'm sorry. Somebody needs to tell him what you're doing is wrong. How you're treating her is wrong. And we here at Married at First Sight, we do not condone the way that you treat her. Somebody need to say something like that, because that's a part of the reason why I didn't want to continue, because I'm like, y'all are literally feeding into what he's doing. Olajuwon definitely listens to Kevin Samuels. Okay, he has that whole Kevin Samuels mentality. I thought Dr. Pepper was gonna come out and really give it to him, but she didn't do like, yeah, like I wanted her to like double down on what she said, and it's kind of like she walked it back a little bit. I think with that situation, she took the high road as the expert, because the way he is, it would have just escalated into an argument. I mean, I could see that. I could see that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is. And yeah, he might not have liked what she had to say, but it needed to be said. Or let Pastor Cal say it, but since he don't respect women, at least let Pastor Cal say it. Somebody need to say something to him. I don't like Pastor Cal said that it's what Katina needs. Like, we are watching the same. Yeah, like what? And possibly whoever's relaying these messages, like the producers or whoever, maybe they're not relaying the messages correctly. Maybe. Maybe they're not getting the full scope. Maybe they're not watching all the footage, because that would be a lot of footage to watch on each couple. For each of the experts to have to watch all of that footage. But at the same time, to get the full scope of the situation, maybe y'all do need to be watching. Or, because I might give them a little bit of grace there, now that I think about it, because that would be a lot of footage to watch, and maybe they're just relying on the notes that producers are giving them, and maybe they're not relaying the messages right. I don't know. So I'll give them a little bit of grace on that. But I don't know. I feel like something needs to be done. And I thought the experts were gonna be the ones to do it. Everyone acts like they're walking on eggshells around him and stroke his ego. They are. I'm still tripping on the editing. There are scenes from last episode where Ola had his entire neck covered in tattoos. Wait, what? Did I miss something? That fake makeup scene where they were bundled up was terrible by the production. They clearly filmed that after he got his neck tattooed. Y'all, what am I missing? Did I miss something? But O was getting offended by what Dr. Pepper was repeating to him, as if he didn't say it on camera, like, fool, we all saw it. Yeah, that's what, when he kept saying he said, she said, like, you literally said it on camera, idiot. Tattoo gate. What is going on? I missed this, y'all. I missed this. When they did the apology video after the dinner party. So that was recorded. That wasn't recorded right after. That wasn't recorded when it happened. Is that what y'all are saying? Go back to the scene when he was talking to Mike. He didn't have the neck tattoo. And then the next scene in the diary cam with Katina, he had the tattoo on his neck. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and look. I'm gonna have to go back and look because I missed that. I wasn't paying attention. So basically they made them go back and film that because they knew how bad it looked. So they made them go back and refilm something because Olajuwon just looked like a straight up Ike Turner out here. So they probably tried to make up for that and made them refilm some stuff. Why did he I'm gonna have to go look, y'all. It had to have been significantly after for him to have a full any scene when Olajuwon has a full neck tattoo was filmed after decision day. Okay. Okay. Y'all notice they didn't even show Katina and O have the conversation about what they both talked to the experts about. Hmm. You know what? They probably cut a lot of stuff out because I have a feeling that we're getting the nice edit of Olajuwon. Now that y'all have told me this, I feel like there's some other stuff that would have made Olajuwon look even worse, and in turn made the show look even worse. And they cut a lot of stuff out, and they probably had them refilm a lot of stuff and thought that we wouldn't notice because none of this is making sense. I knew there was a reason why Katina had a scarf on because it was after decision day. Because you know Katina ain't taking her wig off. Okay. He's a dummy for continuity. Everyone knows not to make a big noticeable change. Right. Right. Like a tattoo couldn't wait, like on your neck? That couldn't wait? Katina don't even act like her bubbly self anymore from the beginning. Looking at her in the diary cam last episode and her sitting next to him. Yeah, like she's completely withdrawn. Like she's completely withdrawn. Even the cookie cutter version they show, oh, it's terrible. Like, give up already. We know he's no exactly. Child, if this is like the good edit of Olajuwon, child, I'm scared. Like, I'm scared for her, for real, for real. I'm not even playing. And it's so hard to watch. It's so hard to watch. Like, this is way worse than Paige and Chris because at least Chris left her alone, you know, towards the beginning. Like, yeah, he kind of yo-yoed her a little bit, but he kind of like left the situation alone and he would get on social media, but for the most part, he kind of left her alone. But with him still being in this relationship and treating her this way, it's oh God. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're the only people still together. Don't tell me, don't spoil it, don't spoil it. But I wouldn't be surprised if they were still together. Married at first sight eventually going to get in trouble about one of these abusive people. I'm sure in the contract somewhere they have something to cover them about these situations with these people. I feel they probably have it somewhere in the contract, which is not cool, because I do think they should be held responsible for choosing these unstable people, because it's not like this is the first time. Like, y'all have a pattern at this point. Hey Alexis, what's up, girl? I don't think Katina is strong enough to say no. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't think so either. She's like under his control at this point, sadly, and I hate it, but like, even when they discuss their relationship, she just echoes everything that he says. Like, he'll turn to her and be like, right, Katina, and she just echoes everything he says. It's like, it's kind of like she doesn't have her own opinion anymore. Whereas in the beginning, I feel like she was trying to still stand up for herself and have a voice, but at this point, mm, unfortunately, I feel bad that this girl, I feel like she's gonna stay in this relationship for as long as he wants to. Yeah. Lindsay is female Ike. I really feel like Katina and O have been intimate. I think they're both lying. Ain't no other explanation why she feels stuck. Yeah, like, I'm sorry. I feel the same way. Like, whenever they say they haven't, I don't believe it. I don't believe them. I don't believe them. Like, especially still now at this point, I don't believe that. Remember the one chick who had a restraining order filed against her? Married at First Sight, USA, Ben Shady. Yes. He said that he don't love her in front of everyone. Yeah, and then when he keeps saying, "I don't love her," why does he have to throw that in there every single time? Like, I just feel like it's another way of saying, "Yeah, you're not good enough yet. You're not good enough. You're not good enough for me to love." Like, I feel like I don't know. There's just one more way he's using to break her down. Yeah, I don't believe they haven't been intimate either. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's something. It's they're bonded too tight now. Katina equals Clara. Mm. Yeah, because Ryan was running Clara at one point. It's so sad. Honestly, I'm tired of this show beating down black women and no one is held accountable. What is the point of having experts? I really want to meet O's mom. Yeah, where is his mother? Where's her mother too? You're right. Like, where his mother, I don't even remember his mother being at the wedding. And her mom didn't even like him at the wedding either. I remember that. Her mom did not like him. I wonder what she has to say about what's going on. She probably don't. The mama probably ain't even gonna know what's going on until the show comes on, because Katina ain't telling her. No one has said they love each other but Steven knowing they lying. True. How could any of these couples be even close to love? No, his mom. I don't think his mom passed away. Did his mom pass away? I missed that. Gotta be a story behind his mom. I thought I remember him saying that he was close with his mom. If they are together still, I don't see how nobody from her family haven't stepped in. I'm sure if they see this, they done had an intervention or something or tried to. Cause ain't no way I could see my loved one going through this and me not saying nothing. I wonder if they're estranged. Like something is going on there. I would love to know. Why why couldn't we at least get a phone conversation from her? Yes, like what? Oh, his dad passed away. Okay. No, the one that gave Katina that jersey was like his quote unquote second mom. Maybe she doesn't want to be on the show because she know her son is crazy. Cause you can't tell me she don't know. If anybody know, the mama know. Mm-hmm. Oh, child. This wore me out. Just doing this live wore me out, child. I don't know, like y'all. I'm not. I don't know if I'm gonna make any promises about reviewing this show any further. It's just a lot. It's a lot because it's hard for me to watch somebody go through this. It really is. Like the whole situation disgusts me, and it. I have so much compassion for Katina and so much disgust for Olajuwon. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know. And then nobody else on the show is redeeming the show for me. Every couple on this show is exhausting. I might check out the ultimatum because y'all keep bringing up the ultimatum, and if I watch it, I'll do a video on it. But I especially if I decide to not continue with this, maybe I'll just find some other shows to discuss because this one right now is too toxic for me. But is everybody on the show ultimatum is aggravating. So is it like light drama or is it heavy? I wonder if Alyssa will be at the reunion. I hope so. I want everybody to go in on her. I've been watching Put a Ring on It. Um, but that show is like I feel like if you go on that show, you should not be getting married. Definitely shouldn't even be in a relationship. But the people on there, child, the toxicity, the courtship has a black female lead. I haven't heard of that. What is the courtship? What is that about? The ultimatum is kind of like put a ring on a child. If it's like put a ring on it, I might not be talking about it because I feel like put a ring on it and it is like if you go on that show, you just should not be with that person, period. So if it's like that, then shoot, that's just gonna aggravate me even more. Alyssa been making her way up on the rooftop trying to stay relevant. Another show with crazy men. Yeah, Shay is cray. Thanks, Maisha. Leave a like. Make sure y'all like the video. Like the video. Are you keeping this up? Yeah. I'm gonna keep this up. I need an actual serious dating show on OWN. None of these shows are giving. Ready to Love. Oh my goodness. Ready to Love. They never need to ever go back to DC ever, or the DMV area. Like, what is going on here? Like, no, seriously. These past 2 seasons were the absolute worst. I would never move there. Like, if I was looking for a husband, I would never ever go move to that area, because if this is the pool of men that you have to choose from, The Courtship is like The Bachelorette meets Bridgerton. I don't think the ratings are good, so it probably only have 1 season. Okay, what channel does that come on? I might check that out, because I watched Bachelorette last season because they had a black or biracial bachelorette, so I was a little interested. It wasn't necessarily my cup of tea, but you know, some background noise. I'm gonna tell you though, whoever that girl chose, he was fine. What was his name? Babatunde. Oh, he was so fine. Oh, he looked good. He was tall. Whew. Anyway, Miami, Ready to Love is going to Miami. Okay, I'm excited about that. They need to go ahead and cut to next season, because this season is trifling. Subpar is the operative word. Yes, subpar. Not even bare minimum. Yes, the past 2 seasons have been horrible. Not even worth talking about, to be honest. Like, I would have got on here and did little, lives about that, but it's just it not even worth talking about. The people in DMV with security clearances are not risking their good jobs for a reality show. Okay, so maybe it's just the people. Maybe it's the people willing to go on a reality show that are not good. Because, child, these men on that show, there hasn't been one man from the past 2 seasons that I would be like, you know what, I probably would have went for him. No, not even for looks. I live in Boston. There are a lot of Jasminas up here. The atmosphere is very competitive. Chronic singleness is rampant. I'm from the South. I think chronic singleness is just a everywhere thing. The Courtship is so diverse. I'm gonna be hurt. They have black, white, Asian, Hispanic men pining over a black woman. Oh, I want to see this. What channel do it come on? What channel? Tell me. Or is it on a streaming platform? Let me know. Let me know. I want to see this. I like stuff like that. I mean, let's be honest. Is there even a good area today at all? Exactly. It really is the mentality. I feel like it's more so the mentality than it is the area. We live in this social media era that I feel like the mentality is always like the grass is greener, so nobody wants to settle down. White queens, biracial queens, Asian queens. When he said, I could not believe he said that out of his mouth. Ugh, Chris. Don't say his name too many times. It's like Beetlejuice. He'll come popping up trying to expose somebody. Sabrina irks my soul. You know what? At first, I thought Sabrina was playing the game and everybody was being too hard on Sabrina. But this last episode kind of exposed her a little bit. And I was like, dang, Sabrina, I was rooting for you. But the way you act, I feel like she literally just wants these men to pine after her. And never forget Michael and Brandon. Child, Michael, and to think Michael is married current day. Michael have a whole family. I hope he's changed for the better. I'm just gonna say he's changed for the better. I really hope so. Oh, Chrysanthemum child. She was something else too. She was something else too. But I feel like Sabrina, even though I don't trust Donovan either, I don't think Donovan is genuine at all. But you're judging him for being out just divorced when you're just divorced. Like you haven't been out of your divorce that long either. Like even though I do feel like if you have just been divorced like within the past year, I don't know if you should be on the show like Ready to Love because it don't seem like you would be ready to get in a serious relationship that soon. But yeah, none of these people are serious anyway, so it don't matter. Montre. Okay, Courtship is on Hulu. I'm going to have to watch it. I'm gonna have to check that out. It was on NBC, now it's on US. Okay. I have to put that on my DVR. That song gets right down my alley. Montre. 100% believe Donovan when he said Sabrina snapped her. I believe it too. I believe it too. I believe it. I believe it. I believe she tried to downplay it, but I believe because she been feeling herself. She been feeling herself with these men coming after her. And low key, look, I feel like Tory played himself. I feel like Tory, he didn't play the game right. He should have like really opened himself up to other people and not been so tunnel vision for Sabrina. But I do feel like Sabrina was stringing Tory along because she wanted to have options. I don't think she ever really liked Tory. Or maybe she did in the very beginning, but she was just using the fact that he was obsessed with her to like keep herself in the game. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like she kind of played him, but I feel like Tory kind of deserved it because he played of the way that he played Precious. I didn't like the way he played her either. So like David from and Liz from Houston. Yes. Wait. What are we talking about though? I remember David and Liz, but what? Oh, um, Vern, what was his name? Laverne. He had a David moment. Tori and Demetrius got Sabrina gassed up. Pretty much. Pretty much they gassed her head up. They sure did. That sounded so villainous. You'll be gone like Tori did. So yeah, like why did she what? She was playing Tori, but bought him a present. Yes, like why did she played him? A part of me feels like behind the scenes, she was gassing him up and like making it seem like she was more into him than what she was. Because I find it hard to believe that Tori was this committed to Sabrina and she didn't give him any sort of indication that she was feeling him too. You know what I'm saying? Cuz he was like all about Sabrina. And at first I thought he was being delusional, but she did give him a gift. And she did like when she met up with his friend like I don't know, she led him on. I'm sorry, she led him on. She did. She led him on. Quick divorce. Oh, yes. David hadn't been divorced that long. Uh-huh. And didn't his ex come out and expose him for being abusive? Mhm. And he showed his true colors, child. I'm glad he did, because Liz did not deserve no David. She didn't deserve Jason, but at least, yeah, I don't know what David's capable of. What do you think about those bunk beds? Child, these are grown, like, these people are grown. These people are grown. Do not place nobody in their late 30s and 40s in no bunk beds. I'm so sorry. Like, seriously. Even if you have to put like multiple beds in one room, like bunk beds. I mean, even me with my I'm only 30. My rickety bones ain't finna get on top of no bunk bed. I missed the ATL seasons of Ready to Love. Me too. Tina and Eric, when they get paid for each episode these last couple of seasons. Yeah. On is so cheap, it's embarrassing. Right. I mean, maybe Sabrina did the same thing Clifton did, trying to get as much connections as possible. So, what do y'all think about that Clifton and Dakia situation? I personally think Dakia should have known better, because Joy and Clifton literally, they've been connected at the hip since day one. But I feel like Clifton, they stayed in the same bed. Dakia should have known better. But at the same time, Clifton should have been a man and been up front and told her, look, this is who I'm gonna choose now at this point. Ready to Love slinging these seasons like Married at First Sight. I think that I heard allegedly that they pushed out this season of Ready to Love because of the whole scandal that happened with Dakia and Eric. That's what I heard. They had to push it out because it was gonna come out anyway. Clifton could have handled it way better. Like, why wait all that time before letting her know? And Dakia, sis, go home. Paul, can somebody tell me how can somebody tell me how Paul made it to the end? How is Paul still here? And then I'm sorry. Me and what's her name? Tina. Me and Tina around the same age. I would never be interested in Paul. Even though I like older men, never. All it would take was one conversation with Paul. I could never. How old is Paul? Because Paul give me a good 50. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How old is he? But Clifton had to make another connection to ensure he wouldn't be at the bottom. Okay, I get it. 68. He claims 49. See what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, Paul too old. And I'm not saying you can't find love at 50. I'm not saying women wouldn't be attracted to someone that age. But OMG Tina, I was with Donovan. Why are you here? That was definitely production playing with people's time. Tina said that Tina made it seem like, because I saw one of her videos on her page, and Tina made it seem like she wanted to leave, but they were trying to like kind of coerce her to stay, and so they came up with the story of her car breaking down, and that wasn't true. So I think Tina wanted to leave the process anyway, but they were trying to get her to stay, and so she got tired of going back and forth with them, and she just ghosted everybody. Like Paul is trying to have a connection with Dakia is like, just go home with my sister. Just go home with my sister boy. Exactly. And do y'all think Paul really said what Carmen said about Dakia? I think he really said it. Because whenever Carmen, when Carmen said it, he looked exposed. He looked like, I cannot believe you just said that. I believe he said it, but I think Carmen said it to Dakia. I keep mixing up Katina and Dakia. I feel like Carmen said that about Dakia though to be nasty, because she's always had nasty things to say about Dakia since day one, because her and Dakia were quote unquote competing for Eric, and then the whole thing that happened with Eric. So I think she just really doesn't like Dakia, because she could have said what she said. Like she could have said that Paul hasn't been saying the nicest things about some of the ladies. She could have said what she said without saying a name. But I believe he said it. Paul said it. Yes, he definitely said it. I think Carmen put 20 on 10, but I do believe, yeah. I think she might have exaggerated some, but I think he said it. Paul wants a baddie. He feels that, yeah. Why does he think he need, why? I'm sorry. Why is someone 50 looking at somebody 30? I know people do it all the time. I know. And do Paul have money? Because that does change it a little bit if Paul have money, but he don't look like it to me. So why is somebody 50 looking at somebody 30? And the kid should have left right then and there. Cause girl, this ain't your man. Right. Exactly. You don't have any other connections. I would have left. I think he said it too. It's the way he reacted. He looked so like, she really threw me up under the bus like that. He really didn't expect her to tell nobody what he said. He said, I ain't never been with a baddie. Did Paul or P.O. say, grow up with this P.O. thing? Grow up. Grow up. Oh my God, I can't. I could tell by his friend the type of man that Paul is. And they go by these nicknames, Chill Bill and P.O. Get out of here. P.O.J. Right. Yes, 5130 or my fave 60 and ready to settle down. Exactly. Then Paul said he was trying to have kids. Paul, that shit might have sailed for you. I'm sorry. Women, when women wait until 50 to have children, they always tell the women the ship has sailed. So I'm gonna tell Paul that ship might have sailed for you. Paul is a producer from the 90s. He probably still trying to live the life. Get out of here. His erectile functions regarding women he's pursuing why on both sides. The software analyst doesn't have money. Stand up, POJ. Get out of here. Or do older men say that they still want kids so they can justify having a younger woman? That's what I feel. Because if you made it to 50 with no kids, you weren't trying to have no kids. I'm sorry. If you made it to 50, is that when you want to have children? When you're 50? So when they graduate from high school, you're 70? Like, come on. Chill Bill and POJ play a mean game of dominoes. MPOJ really threw me. Why would you even want Gigolo? Exactly. Unless you Janet or Hallie. Exactly. Unless you Janet or Hallie at 50, it's like if you waited till 50, most likely you didn't want kids. Because you would have had a child by now if you really, really wanted a child. You would not wait until 50. Like Walter from last year pretending to want kids to attract 20 somethings. Exactly. He just wanted to be controlling. He just wanted a woman he could control. And Paul is probably the same way. Anyway, you guys, let me jump off of here. I was on here way longer than I planned to. Shout out to everybody in here. This was a fun conversation. Maybe I might go live again. I'm not gonna make any promises. Um, I might go live again. I might find a different show to discuss because until decision day, because Married at First Sight is like really irritating me right now. But I'll let y'all know. I'll just drop the videos whenever they come. So just keep your notifications on in case I go live or drop a video so y'all can check them out. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later.